Nominal.
Touchdown confirmed. Perseverance safely on the surface of Mars, ready to begin seeking the sands of past life.
Man, what an incredible and exciting thing to see. And I tell you, for those like me who are watching this thing live, I mean, we all know what a nail biter this thing was in those last few minutes. I mean, you can imagine all the years that has gone into this Mars project, the distance the probe has to travel, and it comes down to those just last few minutes. You know, it's going to tell us if the mission is going to be a success or fail. Really, really cool thing to witness. And hey, if you like that little snippet, I've got the full video I'll be showing at the end of this program. You know, NASA did just an incredible job putting this together, very inspirational, so you don't want to miss that. Well, welcome to the April 2021 edition of Planet CAAS. I'm your host, Joe Musgrove, and I've got some really cool stuff coming your way. We're going through a calendar of events of some really nice objects you can take the telescope or binoculars out there and see for the month of April. But hey, we've got a couple of meteor showers coming your way in April, so you don't have to have binoculars or telescope for that. You just get out there in clear weather, just sit back and look at that wonder of nature. And it's getting warmer. Spring's around the corner. It'll be summer before too much longer. So we'll be talking about some things to kind of be aware of and watch out for as you get out there and you're doing some night sky watching in those warmer months. But we'll also be talking, and I'll be showing you actually some different things you can add to your sky watching kit that'll be useful to you as we're getting into that warmer weather. And then we have some just really beautiful images that members of the Central Arkansas Astronomical Society are going to be sharing with us this month in this program. Some just really beautiful images of night sky objects. So you definitely want to see that. So we're going to get started, so stay with us.
Hello from the children of planet Earth.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to April Sky Watching Edition. Hey, this month I brought you down to my neighborhood's common area, and this is kind of my go-to spot to set up my telescope, and I don't want to have to drive real far out of town. I can be down here in a couple of minutes, set up the scope, and just really have a nice relaxing night of stargazing. And right now we're out here in the middle of the day, and the weather could not be more perfect. I tell you, the sky is clear, it's bright and sunny, maybe just a little bit windy. And some of you might be thinking, bright and sunny and sky watching, those two things really don't go together. But this month, we're going to bring everyone back down to earth a little bit, talk to you about a couple of things. As we're getting into warmer weather, spring is here, summer's right around the corner. So we're going to look at some things just to kind of be aware of as we're tramping through that grassy field to set up our telescope. And I'm also going to be talking with you a little bit about some items that you can add to your sky watching kit or just kind of keep handy in the car. So let's go. We're not the only ones who like to get out more when the weather gets warmer. Nature's smaller members also start to become active. And these include things like ants, including the dreaded fire ant, chiggers, ticks, mosquitoes, and even snakes. And now, while hopefully no one is out there trying to do, any type of sky watching, from the middle of the woods, just be aware these creatures can also be found in grassy fields or even low-cut lawns. Now, while for the most part, except for snake bites, of course, the effects from a bite or sting do no serious harm. However, we need to be aware these can potentially cause some pretty serious health issues. Mosquitoes, for example, carry the West Nile virus, which has become more prevalent in warmer regions of the United States over the years. Ticks carry diseases such as Lyme disease and Rocky Mountain spotted fever. Both these can be life-threatening. And the bite from certain species of snakes, the poisonous ones, can certainly be life-threatening if not treated quickly. Now, the good news is we can share nature's spaces with these creatures while still enjoying the hobby if we follow some simple guidelines. Number one is learn about these creatures that are native to your area. Now, unless you just want to, you don't have to run out and get a doctrine and become an expert at that level, but just learn how to identify these species, especially those that can cause you harm. Number two is be aware of your surroundings. Now, not only where you're setting up your scope, but also where you park your car. Have you parked your car next to some woods or a body of water? Okay, be aware of things that can live in those areas that might be curious and come out to examine the area around your car. And this also includes paths you might travel to get to your setup spot. Now, this can be a little hard when it's dark, so if all possible, what I recommend is try to set up before dark so you can survey the area. Not being aware of where that large fire ant mound is located, for example, that can make a great night of stargazing into a night you want to forget. All right, and while you're at it, note any tripping hazards. Hey, does the ground dip it in a certain area? Is there like a root or something sticking out along a path that you need to be aware of that can again cause an enjoyable night to really kind of go down quickly. Number three is keep telescope cases, other equipment cases, containers, or anything with a lid closed. Okay, this is going to prevent unwanted stowaways. Number four, keep food in the car. I get it. We're out there long periods and everything. We need a snack, but keep it in the car. Go eat in the car. Make sure that's sealed up in the car because a lot of these creatures, they can smell open containers. All right, and keep liquid drinks covered. And just be aware, sugary drinks, things like that. These can be just as attractive as having food. So if all possible, and I get it, we need that caffeine, but just kind of keep these things in the car is always a good deal. Number five is follow the year-round rule, and that is let someone know where you're going. So if you find this really cool secluded area, it's a dark sky area, you just want to get out there by yourself, I get it, but let somebody know and have a check-in time, and so that way hey, this, I can call this person, this time if I, and the other person can say, okay, I haven't heard from them, or I've heard from them, they're okay, they're not okay. Now, if you're in an area that doesn't have good cell signal, just, hey, set up a time that's, hey, I will be home at this time. Again, it's always a good rule to go by, because when you're out there by yourself and something happens, you don't want a situation where no one knows where you're at, all right? And number six, and the last one here is, just check yourself when you get home. Now, or even better, and I get it, some people are a little bit shy, but get over it. If you have a girlfriend, wife, husband, partner, trusted friend, whomever, get over it. Just let them look you over, make sure that you don't have any ticks or anything else that has hitched a ride. I mean, quite frankly, we can't see certain areas of our body, and some of these ticks and things are small. So get over the embarrassment, have somebody else check you, make sure you're okay. So as the weather gets warmer, what are some of these useful things that we can add to our sky watching kit or just have handy in the car? I'll tell you, the number one on my list is bug repellent, and I use two types. The stuff I put directly on my skin is called Skin So Soft, and this does a great job keeping those mosquitoes away. And I tell you, my wife, years ago when we were dating, she introduced me to this, and I was a little bit hesitant, because she just pulled this little bottle, something that said Skin So Soft, out of her makeup bag. But I tried it, and man, it works. It keeps those mosquitoes away. And somebody must have been listening, or the word got out, because now they have a line that Skin So Soft markets as a bug repellent, but it's the exact same stuff, keeps those mosquitoes away. Now for things like ticks and chiggers, you have to bring out the big guns. And you want to use a bug repellent that actually has DEET in it. Now, they have deemed this safe. You can put this directly in the skin, but my personal choice, and mainly because it tends to be really heavy and oily, and some of these products just stink, is I tend to put this stuff like on my clothing or my shoes. Especially if you have it on their shoes and lower pant legs, it's going to do the job, and it's going to keep the ticks and things like that away from you, so it should be okay. But again, that's just a personal choice here. Now, one thing to kind of keep in mind with any type of bug repellent is, make sure to wipe your hands down real good when using this stuff, especially if you're going to be handling telescope eyepieces, because even though we really try not to touch the glass, it happens, and, if you've got this stuff in your hands, it can definitely leave a smudge. Now, one product you should have year-round is a first aid kit. I've got an example pictured here. If it's too big to put in your skywatching kit, just, again, have it in the car where it's handy. Now, I found many commercial kits tend to be somewhat lacking. They may include just maybe 1 or 2 Band-Aids, something you use all the time, but then the rest of the kit, you might have like these packs of gauze that's, yards long. So what I do is I'll start with these commercial kits, and I'll just add some things, take out some things, and, make it into what I consider an actual usable kit. Now, and you can also you can just start out, and just make your own kit from scratch. The only thing I would advise here is just to make sure that you use some kind of waterproof containers, because really, bandages aren't going to help you much if they're soaking wet. Now, so moving on, I'm a sandal person, when the weather gets warmer, but when it comes to sky watching, I play it safe and wear a pair of lightweight hiking boots. I mean, okay, maybe they're not the most stylish thing to wear with shorts, but, I tell you, it's really, to me, it's just, in this case, it's just safety, over, maybe having cooler feet, for example. And if you don't like boots, I would definitely at least have some type of shoe. Again, with sandals, your feet are exposed, and everything from the bug bites to stubbing a toe and things like that. So again, I tend to stay away from sandals when I'm out and about, walking around in the field, especially at night. And this next thing I'm going to show you is, just my, work pants that I carry with me. They're just lightweight cotton pants, and I tell you, even in the heat of the summer, I always have a pair of lightweight cotton work pants and a long sleeve shirt, either in my kit or at least in the car where I can get to it. And in my area especially, the area of the country I live in, around early spring, it can start out, these sky watching nights, you can be very comfortable in shorts and a t-shirt, feel perfectly fine, and then 2 hours later, you're freezing. So it's always good, to have long sleeve shirt and just a pair of, pants that you can put on when things start getting a little bit chilly. And I tell you, even in the summer, I prefer lightweight cotton work pants over shorts, and one extra, again, it's an extra protection against mosquitoes, and 2, those extra pockets do come in handy. Well, these are the warmer weather items I add to my kit, but hey, if you have some other ideas, let me know about them. Go ahead and write them in that comment section. Well, thanks everyone for stopping by on April's Sky Watching segment. I tell you, I hope you get some good, useful information there, and we'll see you again next month. Well, hey everyone, and boy, I tell you what, I really hope that you really like this edition of Planet CAAS. This is an ongoing project. The first one that I did was basically just a calendar of sky watching events for January through March. And going into this one, I said, let's turn this in to a true video magazine for people in our hobby and include things, not only sky watching, but space flight news. And I'm hoping to add interviews and do some other segments and things like that. But hey, I can't do it alone. So if you have any comments or questions, or if there's things that you liked in this program, or if there's something you didn't like, you use that comment section down there. Let me know. But if you'd rather email me, that's fine. And I've just popped that up on the screen. And you can email me at planetcast@gmail.com. So again, hope to hear from you. And as promised, we're going to go out with that just great inspirational NASA video. So we'll see y'all next month.
Propulsion, go. EDL phase lead, go.
We have deemed Perseverance ready to execute entry, descent, and landing on her own.
Confirmation of entry interface. Perseverance is currently going 5.3 kilometers per second, about 120 kilometers from the surface of Mars. It will start controlling its path to the landing target. Parachute has deployed and we are seeing significant deceleration. The heat shield has been separated. Perseverance now has radar lock on the ground. The back shell has separated. Skycam maneuver has started, about 20 meters off the surface.
Tango Delta, nominal.
Touchdown confirmed. Perseverance safely on the surface of Mars, ready to begin seeking the sands of past life.